Hello. Today I am going to show you various ways to do remote management of a server. First, using PowerShell, I run ipconfig to find the IP address of the server. Then I check if Windows Remote Management is running or not. After confirming it's running, I open PowerShell on the host system from which I want to make the connection and check if remote management is running on that system. As you can see, it says running. Now, in order to ensure a remote connection can be made, I run the following command with the IP address of the server to add it to the list of trusted hosts on the system, ensuring the system can establish a connection to the server. After following the prompt, the IP address is added to the system. Now, in order to connect to the server, I use enter session with get credential so that I can enter the user details of the server system. Once the credentials are entered, I wait for authentication. And after successful authentication and connection to the server, you will notice that the PowerShell prompt has changed. In order to verify, I use the same command on both PowerShell instances, one connected to the server system and the other on my Windows 11 using remote management. I run the get local user command on both to see if I get the exact same response, and it can be confirmed that I do. Now to retrieve the list of installed roles and features on the server, I run the get features command with a condition that checks if installed is equal to true. Now, to create a new local user on the remote server, I first declare the variables, username as lab2 and an appropriate password that meets the strong password requirements set by the server. Then, I run the new local user command along with the variables and a description to create a new user. Once the user is created, a small response table shows the verification that the user has been created, as can be seen to confirm. I run get local user on both systems, one to verify that the local user has been created and the other on the server to check if the remote connection is accurate. Now, to demonstrate the capabilities of using PowerShell remote management to restart a Windows service on the server, I chose the print spooler service. I first write a small PowerShell script that prints the status of the print spooler service every second. Then, I run the restart service command for the print spooler in PowerShell with remote management. Once the process is executed, I go back to the server's PowerShell, where it can be seen that the print spooler service did stop for a second. To connect to the server remotely using MMC, I navigate to Computer Management in the Start menu. In the Computer Management window, I go to the Action tab and click on Connect to another computer, entering the IP address from the previous ipconfig results. Once the system loads, it is clear that the Computer Management tab in Windows 11 has established a connection to the server. To view and manage local users and groups, I navigate to the System Tools tab, where various sections of the server are available. I then click on the Local Users and Groups option, which allows me to manage both users and groups. To confirm that the connection to the server is established, I check for a user with the student ID on the server, and it does exist, demonstrating that the connection to the server has been successfully established via MMC. Now, to restart a service, just like before, I choose the print spooler. I navigate to the Services tab in Computer Management with the remote connection and find the print spooler service. Then, I go to the server's PowerShell and run the same short PowerShell script to get the service status. I stop and start the service, and afterward I check the server's PowerShell to confirm if the changes made to the services are reflected on the server side, as well as can be seen by the stopped and running status. Demonstrates that even when using MMC, the system services can be effectively managed. To connect using Windows Admin Center, first install Windows Admin Center using the installer.exe. After installation, navigate to Windows Admin Center in the Start menu and click to Enter. Once I click Enter, it opens in the web browser. After it loads, click on the Add button as shown and choose the server option. Then enter the IP address of the server in the search bar. Since the user of the Windows 11 system is not authorized to connect to the server, select the Use Another Account option to enter the credentials of the server's user, enabling a successful connection. Once the system is added, click on the system's IP address from the list of available systems in Admin Center to start the connection between the Windows 11 PC and the Windows Server using Admin Center. After verifying that it is the correct system by comparing the system names. To navigate to the Roles and Features section of the server, simply scroll down the bar below the search bar until you find it. Similarly, to create a new user, scroll down the bar to find Local Users and Groups. Then click on Add New User and follow the prompts to create a new user. Finally, verify the new user on the server as done previously. Similarly, to start and stop a service, I first navigate to the Services tab and then search for the spooler service. Just like before, I run the PowerShell script on the server side to get the service's status and use the graphical interface to start and stop the service. As can be seen side by side, the spooler service's status changes from stop to running based on the actions performed through the remote access of the server using Admin Center. Thank you for watching.